The Black Dahlia case is one of the most famous and chilling unsolved murder mysteries in American history. It captivated the nation in 1947 and remains a source of intrigue, speculation, and horror decades later. At the center of this mystery was a young woman named Elizabeth Short. Who was Elizabeth Short? Elizabeth Short was born on July 29, 1924, in Hyde Park, Massachusetts. She grew up in a relatively modest household and experienced family instability early in life. Her father abandoned the family when she was a child, faking his suicide and leaving her mother to raise 5 daughters alone. In her teenage years, Elizabeth suffered from respiratory problems and spent time in Florida for health reasons. Eventually, she found her way to California, lured by the dream of becoming a Hollywood actress. Elizabeth was known for her striking appearance, pale skin, dark hair, and glamorous style. She was often seen wearing black clothing, which may have inspired the nickname, Black Dahlia, reportedly coined by the press after a film noir-style mystery called The Blue Dahlia. She moved around frequently, living in various places in California, and had a reputation for being friendly, though sometimes secretive. The discovery of the body. On the morning of January 15, 1947, a woman walking with her young daughter in a vacant lot in the Leimert Park neighborhood of Los Angeles discovered something horrifying. At first, she thought it was a discarded mannequin. Upon closer inspection, it was the nude, mutilated body of a young woman, severed in half at the waist and posed grotesquely. The body had been completely drained of blood, with no visible signs of blood at the scene, indicating the murder had taken place elsewhere. The body was meticulously cleaned, and the cuts were surgically precise. Elizabeth's mouth had been slashed from ear to ear, creating a grotesque, Glasgow smile. The investigation. The LAPD quickly identified the victim as 22-year-old Elizabeth Short. Her fingerprints had been on file due to a previous arrest for underage drinking and a job application with the military. The case sparked a media frenzy. Newspapers sensationalized the story, with headlines that emphasized the brutality and mystery of the murder. The press often portrayed Elizabeth as a femme fatale, contributing to a false image that overshadowed her true personality and life. Investigators were overwhelmed with leads, some credible, most not. The crime scene offered few clues. No witnesses came forward with solid information, and the gruesome nature of the murder suggested the killer may have had medical knowledge or training. Over the following weeks and months, the police interviewed hundreds of people, including acquaintances, former lovers, and known criminals. One of the most disturbing elements of the case was the taunting behavior of the killer. Shortly after the murder, someone claiming to be the murderer began sending letters and packages to the media and police. One package included Elizabeth Short's birth certificate, photographs, business cards, and an address book. These items had been wiped clean with gasoline to remove fingerprints. Despite intensive efforts and a flood of public interest, the case quickly grew cold. Dozens of people falsely confessed to the crime, further complicating the investigation. None of the confessions matched the evidence or made sense under scrutiny. Theories and suspects. Over the decades, numerous theories have emerged. One of the most prominent suspects was Dr. George Hodel, a wealthy Los Angeles physician with a dark and controversial past. His own son, Steve Hodel, a former LAPD detective, later accused him of the murder after discovering incriminating photos and documents. Dr. Hodel was never charged, but he was known to be under police surveillance at the time and was even recorded making suspicious statements. Other suspects included nightclub owners, actors, military personnel, and various criminals, but none could be definitively linked to the murder. Legacy. The Black Dahlia case remains officially unsolved. It has inspired countless books, documentaries, films, and podcasts. The brutality of the murder, combined with the mystery surrounding it and Elizabeth Short's tragic life, has cemented its place in American true crime lore. Critics have long debated the media's role in sensationalizing the case and distorting the public's perception of Elizabeth Short. Over time, efforts have been made to restore her dignity and focus on the fact that she was a real person, not just a symbol of a grisly mystery. Conclusion. More than 75 years after Elizabeth Short's murder, the Black Dahlia case continues to haunt investigators, historians, and the public. Despite technological advances in forensic science and waves of renewed interest, the identity of her killer remains unknown. Her story stands as a reminder of the dangers of fame, the failures of justice, and the lasting power of an unsolved mystery.